Hey kids, get set for There Goes a Boat.
So cast away and come on aboard.
Everybody likes boats, but what makes them float? Well, they float because they're lighter than the water around them. We'll explain more about that later on. But right now, get set to see all kinds, from the fastest to some of the biggest, even some that go underwater.
Ahoy, mates, I'm Captain Dave.
And I'm Captain Becky, but we're not real captains.
No, but the real captains have agreed to let us pretend for the day so that we can all learn about big boats and how they work.
Just like this huge nuclear submarine. So come along for a great adventure.
Some of the most powerful boats belong to the military. Some go under the water. Some glide over the water on a cushion of air. And some are so big, they are even floating airports.
Wow, the military has all kinds of neat boats. Each one's designed for a specific purpose. They're all just a little bit different. Now, this one behind me is what's called an Aegis cruiser. It has the latest, greatest radar technology, and it fires missiles.
Watch out, missile coming in. Look what they gave us.
Oh, hats, neat.
And the captain has invited us to go on board.
On board? Come on along. Permission to come aboard, sir.
Permission granted, Dave and Becky. Welcome aboard.
Where's the captain?
Right this way.
Thank you.
This ship is hundreds of feet long and taller than an 8-story building. A guy could get lost looking for someone on this boat.
They look like some kind of hatches or something. I don't know. Never seen anything like that.
Warning, stand clear of...
Launcher deck! Yikes!
Below decks, the crew was busy working on neat stuff everywhere we went. We climbed all the way to the top to get a better view. Look at the size of that gun.
Excuse me, but do you have any idea where the captain is?
We've been looking all over for him.
Yeah, he's down there.
Down there?
Cool. It's a submarine.
Wow.
Wow, now Not very many people ever get to come on board one of these babies. This is the USS Alaska. It is one of the biggest nuclear submarines in the whole world.
In fact, it is the largest American submarine. In fact, it's the length of 1.5 football field.
Let's talk about how submarines work. We told you that boats float because they're lighter than the pressure of the water around them. Well, in order to make a submarine dive, they make it heavier in the water, and that's how it goes below.
And did you know this one has 24 missile tubes?
It's nuclear powered. They can stay down for very long periods of time. So what do you say we go down and take a look around?
Let's explore.
Even the doorways are different on a submarine. Now, this is one of the biggest submarines in the world, but things are still a little cramped. And it is a nuclear submarine, so a lot of things are top secret. We can't even tell you or show you things, like the engine room, for example. This is one of the areas we can show you. These big cylinders are where the big weapons are stored, the missiles. They launch them right out of these tubes. And the amazing thing is that the sleeping compartments, or the bunk areas, are located right between the tubes.
Look at this, Dave. This bunk room sleeps 9 people. The ship sleeps 166 people. Sort of like one close family.
This sub has all the comforts of home. There's even a restaurant on board.
Now, you're probably wondering how all the guys on board a submarine breathe when the submarine is underwater. Well, it's pretty simple. These machines here make the oxygen. They take the water, which is made out of hydrogen and oxygen, and they electronically split it apart. They throw away the hydrogen and keep the oxygen and breathe it. I'm on the bridge now of this submarine. It's one of the biggest nuclear submarines in the whole world. This is where they steer the boat from when they're above water. Now, when they go below water, but they're not too deep and they don't want to be seen, they see where they're going by looking through these things. These are periscopes, and they just stick the very top up, and then they can see where they're going without being seen.
Hey kids, looking through a periscope has always been a dream of mine. And as you can see, by pressing this button, I can see in a complete circle. And by turning these knobs, I can see close up or far away, or up or down. Yep, I feel like a real captain.
This is the view looking through the periscope.
This is where the helmsman sits on a submarine. This is where you steer from. And this is the steering wheel. It's just like you might find in an airplane or even in a car. If you want to turn to the right, you turn it this way, to the left that way. And the big wing on the back of the submarine turns and makes the sub go right or left. It also pushes forward like this. That makes the wings on the side go like this. And as it drives through the water, it forces the submarine down. And if you pull back like this, it goes the other direction and forces the submarine up. I shouldn't have done that.
Before nuclear power and other modern engines, boats were powered by the wind. This is the Star of India. More than 100 years old, it still sails today using the power of the wind to push it through the water. It's used as a museum where kids can learn all about sailing history. Sailboats are still around today. We decided to try out a much smaller one to see what it's like to let the wind do the work. Well, we didn't go very fast, but we learned it's real important to wear a life vest and to hold on tight.
Come about. Hold on. Becky, I told you to hold on. I'll come and get ya. We've come to the Sealand Container Ship Terminal in Long Beach, California. You know, boats are used to move things we use every day all over the globe from place to place.
And the boat behind us is called a container ship, and each container is filled with all kinds of goods. Everything from the furniture in your homes to the television sets to even your toys. All kinds of good stuff.
They've got big boats here and big cranes too, so let's go look around. Come on along. This big crane behind me is really neat. It's called a hammerhead crane. And what it's used for is just one purpose, and that is loading and unloading the containers off of these cargo ships. What it does, it comes down, has kind of like a big claw on it, as you can see back there. The claw locks onto the container, picks it up, takes it over, and puts it in place on the ship.
Come on along. Let's climb to the top of the crane for a better look.
Wow. From way up here on the crane, we can get a better idea of how these containers are loaded onto the ship. You'll see that they lower them in place and they're kind of locked together like building blocks or Legos. That's so when the ship is at sea and it's moving, maybe in a storm, these big containers don't fall off.
The crane operator has a special place to work. The box he steers from gives him a bird's eye view. Fishing boats are fun. We decided to try our luck.
You know, Dave, I really think I'm getting the hang of this fishing. I like it. Oh,
You
look.
got something?
Yes.
You got something?
Oh,
pull it in, pull it in, pull it in.
Oh, I got it. I got it. Look.
You caught a fish by the tail.
And look
How
at
did you
the
do that?
size of it.
That is not a big fish.
What do you mean it's not a big fish?
We're going to use this fish for bait.
That's
Give
a
me
great
this.
big
Let me
fish.
show you how to do it right.
Very, very big down there, Becky. Come to Papa.
Right, like you're gonna catch a bigger fish than me. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, it's huge! Oh, it's huge! Oh! Save the fish!
Look at the size of this boat. It is really big.
All clear.
When it comes to boats, this one is humongous.
Hey, we're over here. We're over here. This is a tanker, and tankers are the biggest ships afloat, period.
This one is about 3 football fields, and it carries enough gasoline to fill 1,000 swimming pools.
And believe it or not, this is really just a medium-sized tanker. They get much larger than this. So what do you say we take a look around and see how things work? Safety is of utmost importance on a tanker. After all, they carry gasoline and other explosive fuels. This is one of the 6 big monitors that they have on board, and it's used for spraying water or foam on a fire should it start, and that puts it out. Becky, what do you got down there?
Well, this tanker has 18 tanks, and each one is about the size of a house. And down there is where the gasoline goes.
When the captain gives an order, it comes down here. This is the engine room control panel. All these dials and gauges make the boat go faster or slower. They also control the amount of fuel. Come on over here. Big ships have big engines. Look at this engine room. It's 7 stories tall. This is a steam turbine-powered tanker. So behind me is the boiler. This is where the fuel burns and heats the water. It turns it into steam. It goes through the pipes down there and into that big thing, which is a steam turbine engine. And it spins and spins and spins, and then the shaft on the back of it transfers that power back to the propeller at the end of the boat and pushes it through the water. Oh, we've climbed down to the very, very bottom of the boat now. Out there, behind that seal, is seawater. And that's where the huge propeller is on this tanker. That propeller is the size of a 2-story house. It is humongous. And when it turns, it drives the ship through the water, kind of like a big screw. This shaft here is what transfers the power from the huge turbine engine out to that propeller.
Right behind the propeller is the huge rudder. It's what steers the ship.
Hi, I'm Justin Johnson, captain of the Arco Sag River. This is probably the best job I've ever had. I really enjoy my work here at Arco. And if any of you are interested in becoming sailors and stay in school, get an education, and maybe someday you could be standing where I am.
Behind me is a typical tugboat. We've come to the Foss Maritime Docks in San Diego, California to learn about tugboats now.
Now don't let the size of this tugboat fool you. It's extremely powerful. In fact, it's so powerful it can push the biggest ships in the water.
Okay, we've got our life vests on. Let's go learn about tugboats. Come on along.
Cast off the spring line. Okay, skipper, clear. Go ahead, back away. Dave, you go topside and learn how to run the boat. I'm going back aft. Help Becky learn the ropes.
Okay. Becky, I'm going to nose this boat right up there, this tug right up against that one, and then the idea is you toss the line up so the crew guys up there can grab the line. That's what they told us to do. All right, I almost got her up there.
Gosh.
I'm going to back off just a little here so we don't bump into it. Go ahead and throw that line up there.
Throw it up.
Hey, Becky.
Yes.
That's not the right line. You can't throw that line. You can't even lift that line.
Well, what line do I use?
Try this one.
Now you tell me.
Throw that one up. They'll hook that rope on and pull the big one up.
All right. See if I can remember how to do this. Watch your head. Ow! Oh, shoot. It doesn't matter if it's perfect, obviously. Yay!
I knew you could do it, Becky. Now we're on board the U.S. Coast Guard cutter Point Stewart.
These people are the police department, the fire department, the rescue squad of the waters, and they do everything they can to make sure you're safe.
Let's go for a ride. Let her go, Captain.
These brave men and women have to work in some of the most dangerous situations you can imagine. But the good part of their job is that they get to work on all kinds of boats. This is Coast Guard video of an actual rescue in freezing water. Watch the sailors on board as they are washed over the side by a big wave. Fortunately, the Coast Guard is prepared with the best training and rescue equipment possible.
Now we're all ready to learn about boats and what they can do.
One of the neatest boats around is called a cruise ship. That's what this is.
And what makes it so unusual, it's not just a boat, it's a floating hotel.
Now, the nice people at Norwegian Cruise Lines have agreed to let us go on board and take a look around, but the ship leaves in just about a half hour, so we gotta hurry. Come on.
A cruise ship is really a floating hotel with theaters, big dining rooms, video games, and even a shopping mall. The rooms are neat, and almost every night there's a party. On deck, there are all kinds of fun things to do. While you have all the fun, the captain and crew do all the work.
Wow, Becky, look at this. There's even a swimming pool
Boy,
on
does
board.
this look like fun. I could really get used to this.
Now, don't you get too used to it, because we're just guests. We don't have any tickets,
that's
and we
right.
gotta get off the ship before it leaves.
Right.
This is a perfect time, though, to talk about why boats float. Well, by now we've seen lots of boats, and you're probably wondering how they float. After all, they're made out of steel, and with lots of people on them, they weigh a lot. Well, the fact is that water is heavy. Now, here's an experiment that you can try at home in your bathtub. All you need is a bucket. Pretend this is the boat. The water, because it's heavy, pushes on the bucket. If you put your hand in it, pretend you're people on the boat, you can feel the water pushing back, pushing against the sides of the boat. That's what keeps it afloat. Basically, the water is heavier than the boat. Oh, Becky, this is the life, huh?
Isn't it? I just want to pretend like I'm on vacation.
Let's pretend, just for a little while,
Okay,
though, because the boat's going to be leaving soon. We got to get off. But good night. Oh, yeah.
The boat's moving.
We don't have any tickets.
We're not supposed to be here.
That makes us stowaways. And here comes the officer. Can I borrow these? Cover up, cover up. That was a close call. Let's get out of here.
While everybody else settles in for their cruise, we had to find a place to spend the night and to stay out of sight of the ship's officer.
Wow, look at this. This must be the laundry room. Look at the size of these
They're huge.
washers.
And look at all these uniforms.
Uniforms. Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Yes.
Disguise.
Disguises.
Get all you can.
Go.
The uniforms came in real handy. The first day, we decided to try our luck in the kitchen. They prepare thousands of meals every day, and there are so many workers there, we figured we'd never be noticed.
Very funny. Oh, I'm so sorry. I really have no idea what was happening.
After our little incident in the kitchen, we decided to do a different job on our second day on board. The ship is a hotel, so rooms have to be cleaned every day. We thought this would be a great place to hide. That is, until the ship's officer showed up. On the third day of our cruise, we decided to go where nobody would find us. We dressed in overalls and headed for the engine room. The engine room was lots of hard work, and boy, is it hot down there. We decided it was too hot, and we'd better find a cooler job. Meanwhile, the officer was right on our trail.
I can't see them. Can't see them any better,
Oh, this is the pilot house. This is where they steer the ship.
How cool.
Neat.
Oh, hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
You are the new officers?
Yes, we
sir.
are, sir.
Okay. You take the lookout on starboard side.
Starboard side.
Starboard side.
Look
Okay.
out on the starboard
sir.
side. Yes, sir.
Starboard
Starboard.
side.
Starboard.
It's
This way.
aha.
Ba-dum. Hey, Captain Becky.
Yes, Captain Dave.
Have you spotted anything yet?
No, sir, I haven't. And by the way, what are we looking for anyway?
I don't know. I didn't say. But keep looking.
Okay.
It's our job.
You're right. And we love it.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. We're not getting away this time.
He's got us. Boy.
Captain Dave, Captain Becky.
Yes,
sir.
Where have you both been hiding?
Sir, we've been in the laundry room.
We've been looking for you all week. We have 2 first-class tickets for you here.
First class
tickets.
Wow.
All right.
Unfortunately, the cruise is over now.
It's over. Well, what's the moral of this story?
Thank you, sir. We should have told the truth. That's what the moral is.
Well, if we had told the truth, we would have spent all that time relaxing in first-class comfort instead of trying to hide. But we did learn a lot about cruise ships. In fact, we learned one more thing as we headed into port. Did you know that the captain doesn't actually drive the ship into port? A person called the port pilot comes on board and guides the ship into the bay. He knows the exact directions to the dock and can avoid any dangers like shallow areas of the bay. It wasn't long before we were safely alongside the dock and our cruise was over.
Kids, we've seen big boats, little boats, boats that go on top of the water, and boats that go under the water.
And we hope you've had a lot of fun learning about boats, and if you'd like to learn more, you can visit your local library.
Remember, when you're around boats, be safe. Until next time, this is Captain Dave.
And Captain Becky saying,
Anchors away.
Hi, I'm Doug Hall, boatswain mate first class with the U.S. Coast Guard, reminding you to know where your life jacket is and know how to use it. Have fun boating, and if you get in trouble, call us.
Hi, kids. I'm Construction Foreman Dave. I'm Firefighter Dave. I'm Pilot Dave. I'm Truck Driver Dave.
And I'm Truck Driver Becky.
I'm Engineer Dave. I'm Deputy Dave.
And I'm Deputy Becky.
Join us as we explore all sorts of fun stuff and get in all sorts of trouble. Live action video for kids.
Get in on the action and collect the whole series.
In There Goes an Airplane, we'll fly all kinds of airplanes.
This is one of the biggest airplanes in the whole world.
In There Goes a Fire Truck, we'll see what it takes to be a real firefighter.
Firefighters have to be specially equipped and the clothes they wear as well in order to stay safe when fighting fires.
There's nothing else like it in the whole world, so get in on the action now. In There Goes a Bulldozer, we'll actually drive some of the biggest machines in the world.
It's like a great big shark's jaw. What it does is it bites down on the rocks and then crunches them into smaller pieces so that they can be recycled. He told me not to touch one of these. I shouldn't have done that.
In There Goes a Truck, we'll learn all about big rigs.
The fuel goes into the engine, it explodes and drives the pistons up and down. Bang, 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 bang. Wait a minute. You guys supposed to lift me? Wait, it's hooked on me.
In There Goes a Train, it's all aboard for fun.
As you can see, these engines are really big. All aboard!
In There Goes a Police Car, we'll learn all about police work and the neat equipment they use.
So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go fly.
Live action video. It's big, it's exciting, and it's lots of fun.
Hey kids, if you like the action you just saw, you're going to want to collect the whole live action video series.
Coming soon, There Goes a Spaceship. There Goes a Race Car. There Goes a Boat. And lots more.
247, David, come in for a call.
247, David.
That's us. See you next time.